Dear students, today we are going to discuss about edaphic factors. What is edaphic? Edaphics are nothing but which is the factors which is influenced by soil. So edaphic means soil. So edaphic factors is a abiotic factor related to soil. Include the physical and chemical composition of the soil formed in particular area. That means the physical and chemical nature of the soil which influence the plants are called as edaphic factors. The study of soil is called pedology. They used to ask in 1 mark or 2 mark, what is pedology? The study of soil is called pedology. The soil is the weathered superficial layer of earth in which the plant can grow. That means the soil is something, but the uppermost layer of the earth's surface are called as soil. It is a complex composite mass consisting of soil constituents, soil water, soil air, soil organism and so on. How these soils are formed? It is a very simple method. Soil originate from rocks and develop gradually at different rates depending upon the ecological and climatic conditions. So due to changing in the weather, soil is formed from rocks. Apart from some of the living things like bacteria, fungi, lichens, some of the plants which are living on the rocks, which can able to release some enzymes or which may release certain acid which are also can cause to formation of soil. So this is the reason why the soil is originate from rock. So the soil formation is initiated by weathering process. The biological weathering takes place when organisms like bacteria, fungi, lichens and plants help in the breakdown of rocks through the production of acid and certain chemical substances. So that is why the soil might be formed. So various different kinds of soil types are there. Based on the soil formation, that means pedogenesis, the soils are divided into various categories like residual soil. What do you mean by residual? There are soils formed by weathering and pedogenesis of the rock. Transported soil. Transported means the soil is originally not belongs to that particular place, that might be transported by some other various agencies. So these are transported by various kinds of agencies. The important edaphic factors which affect the vegetations are soil moisture. Soil moisture is very important part for plants growth, because soil moisture, the plants absorb rainwater and moisture directly from the air as well as the moisture which are present on the soil. Soil water, it is also very important for the growth of plants. Soil water is more important than any other ecological factors which are affecting the distributions of plants. So if the soil water is readily available, plants can grow very freely. So due to this, more distributions of plants can be available if the soil water is available. The rain is the main source of soil water. Capillary water held between the pore space of soil particles and angles between them is the most important form of water available to the plants. That means due to rain, the rainwater will be percolated inside the soil. The space in between the soil particles, this water will be stored. So whenever the plants need, they absorb from the soil water from the soil for their growth of plants through roots. So in such a manner, soil water is most essential for the growth of plants. Next one is soil reactions. Soil may be acidic or alkaline or neutral in their reactions. Depends upon the pH value, whether it is acidic or alkaline or neutral can be determined. The pH value of the soil solution determines the availability of plant nutrients. That means most of the plants can able to survive on acidic conditions. That means the best pH range of soil for cultivation of crop plants around 5.5 to 6.8 pH. These are acidic range, high level of acidic range. So next one is soil nutrients. So whether it is having organic or inorganic nutrients which are present on the soil, this will make the plants to facilitate to grow very faster. So soil fertility and productivity is the ability of the soil to provide all essential plant nutrients such as minerals and organic nutrients in the form of ions. Next one is soil temperature. The soil temperature of an area plays an important role for determining the geographical distributions of plants. Low temperature reduces use of water and solid absorption by roots. High temperature will make the evaporations of water content in the soils. Optimum temperature might be help the plants to grow. Next one is soil atmosphere. The space left between the soil particles are called pore space, which are containing lot of oxygen and carbon dioxide, which are essential for plants during photosynthesis and respiration. So carbon dioxide might be required during photosynthesis. Similarly, oxygen is required during respiration. So these important gas like oxygen and carbon dioxide might be available in the soil atmosphere. Next, soil organisms. Many organisms are existing in the soil like bacteria, fungi, algae, protozoans, nematodes, insects, earthworm and so on. So these are all called as soil organisms which are present on the soil. Next, we are going to discuss about very most important question is soil profile. What is mean by soil profile? Soil is commonly stratified into various horizons at different depth. From top surface of the soil, on the earth to the deep inside. Basically, these are divided into 5 different horizons. These layers differ in their physical, chemical and biological properties. This succession of superimposed horizon is called soil profile. So the soil profile we shall see in detail. See, so this is the soil nature. There are 5 horizons is divided. These are upper part of the surface. That means the surface of the earth which are having one type of horizon is called O horizon. O means organic. So that is why it is called as organic horizon or O horizon. These are having rich amount of humus. Just below the O horizon, A, B, C, 3 regions are there. 1, 2, 3. A horizon, B horizon, C horizon. And finally, R horizon, rock horizon, parental material, that is bedrock horizon. So on the basis of their depth, various types of horizon can be divided on the surface of soil. They are O horizon, A horizon, B horizon, C horizon and R horizon. What is O horizon? It is uppermost layer of soil. These are having high amount of humus. What do you mean by humus? Dried leaves of plants and animals, dried leaves as well as debris of plants and animals, which may decompose to produce lot of nutrients. These combined material, which are including the waste or dried plant particles as well as animal particles, are reacted with soil, will be called as humus. So the humus is richly available on the uppermost layer. These are very much useful for the plants. So this O horizon is further divided into 2 horizons, that is O1 and O2. This O horizon consists of fresh or partially decomposed organic matter. This O horizon, as I said just now, it is divided into 2 parts, namely O1 and O2. O1 is topmost layer, O2 is below the layer. O1 is having freshly fallen leaves, twigs, flowers and fruits. But O2 having dead plants, animals and their excreta decomposed by microorganisms. These may forming humus. So usually these are absent in the agricultural land as well as in the desert. So O horizon might not be available in desert as well as agricultural area. So this is called O horizon. This will be very useful and most important horizon for the growth of plants. Next horizon is A horizon. So this second layer is called A horizon. These are also called as leached horizon. The top soil often rich in humus as well as minerals. So in the O horizon, humus are available, but in the A horizon, apart from humus, these are also consist of various kinds of minerals. Once again, the A horizon is further divided into A1 and A2. How? The O horizon is divided into O1 and O2. Similarly, A horizon is divided into A1 and A2. The A horizon, it consists of topsoil with humus, living creature and inorganic minerals. Further, it is divided into A1 and A2. A2 is nothing but a dark, rich organic matter because of mixture of organic and mineral matters. Due to this, these are being very dark. Just below this layer, a light colored layer would be large size mineral particles are there. These are called A2 horizon. Just below the A horizon, another horizon is there. This is called as B horizon. The B horizon is also called as accumulation horizon. These are subsoil, poor in humus. So when the humus is gradually decreasing, when you are moving towards the B, as well as it is having more amount of minerals. So the humus is decreasing and mineral is increasing. So it consists of, the B horizon is consists of rich amount of iron, aluminium and silica. And rich amount of clay organic compounds are also present. But humus is totally absent. This horizon is called B horizon. So these are also called as accumulation horizon. Just below the B horizon, another horizon is there. This is called C horizon. C horizon is partially weathered horizon. That means the rocks are become into soil might be formed in this area. Earlier, the R horizon is also forming soil because it is a bedrock. From the bedrock, soil may be arises. So this is also called as partially weathered horizon. So weathered rock fragments, little or no plants or animals. So when you are going to the C horizon, most probably plants and animals are totally absent or meagerly available. Very less amount of plants and animals might be there, or otherwise completely absent. Only certain soil and composed of little bit of organic and inorganic chemicals might be there in the C horizon. It consists of parent material of soil. Lot of soil might be formed from rocks and composed of little amount of organic matters without life form. That means there is no plants, animals, even microorganisms. Then the last horizon is R horizon. R horizon is also called as parental material or bedrock. So it is a parental bedrock upon which underground water is found. So some underground water is also available in R horizon. So this is called as soil profile. So basically the soil is stratified into 5 different types of horizon, namely O horizon, A horizon, B horizon, C horizon and R horizon. So that's all about soil profile. This is very important question. So in related to the soil profile, you should understand about the types of soil. There are 4 different types of soils are present. They are called clayey soil. In Tamil we can call a kaliman. Then silty soil, loamy soil. 4th one is sandy soil, manal. Loamy soil is very suitable for agricultural soil, agricultural growth of plants. So that is why it is also called as garden soil. The sandy soil is also called as light soil. Silt means lot of granules of silica might be there. These are called as silt soil. Okay. The clay soil is, size of the clay soil is less than 0.002 millimeter mm. So which are having 50% clay and 50% silt. So they are also called as cold or heavy soil. The second type of soil is called silt soil. These are having the size range between 0.002 mm to 0.02 mm. So the silt soil is having more than 90% silt and 10% sand. The third important soil is called loamy soil. The loamy soils are having the size with 0.002 to 2 millimeter of size. So which are having rich amount of 70% sand and 30% clay or silt or both. That is why they are called as garden soil. Why it is called as very suitable for garden? Because they are having clay. So that means as they are having 70% sand, they can be able to percolate the water, as well as they are having lot of aeration. Due to 30% of clay, they can having a retaining capacity of water. So both air and water are richly available in the soil. This will be suitable for plants. And moreover, some of the microorganisms, fungus, some earthworm-like animals are also will be able to survive in the soil. That is why this will be very much suitable for growth of plants. Next one is sandy soil. Sandy soil is 0.2 to 2 mm size of the soil. These are consist of more than 85% of sand and 15% of clay. So these are different types of soil. Next we are going to see about, based on this relative proportions of soil particles, 4 different types of soil have been recognized as we discussed so far. But we are going to discuss about loamy soil. It is very important 2 mark or 3 mark question. Why loamy soil is ideal soil for cultivation? Because it consists of 70% of sand and 30% of clay or silt or both. It ensures that good retention of water and proper drainage of water as well. So they can have the capacity to retain the water, as well as if necessary they can drain out the water. So the porosity of soil provides adequate aeration and allows the penetration of roots to grow. So these are the reason why the loamy soil is very much ideal soil for cultivation. So next one we are going to see, based on the water retention capacity, aeration and mineral content of soil, the distribution of vegetation is divided into different types. They are called as halophytes. Phytes means plant. Halo means saline, salt. That means the plant living on saline water is called, or salty water is called halophytes. Psammophytes means sandy. Phyte means plant, sammo means sand. That means the plants which are living in sandy soils are called as psammophytes. Phytes, lithophytes. Phyte means plants, as you know. Litho means rock. So some of the plants which are living on rock surface are called as lithophytes. Chasmophytes. Chasmo means rocky crevices. So the plants living in rocky crevices, the gap between rocks are called rocky crevices. The next one is called cryptophytes. Cryptophytes means the plants living below the soil surface. Then bryophytes. Bryophytes means ice. Cryo means ice. That means the plants living in ice surface are called as bryophytes. Oxalophytes. Oxalo means acid. The plants which are living in acidic soil are called as, oxalophytes. Similarly, some of the plants which are living on certain calcium ion, which are called as calciphytes. Plants living in calcium rich alkaline soil are called as alkaline or calciphytes. So that's all about edaphic factors. Now we are going to see about topographic factors. So far we have discussed about soil or pedology. So these are various important part of the plant's life, because the soil profile is most important for plant survival or plant growth. So that's all about edaphic factor or soil factor.